Hello again, I'm Edgar Dolman, and in this final segment, I want to discuss the other two strategies we'll need to restore moral power and to liberate education. Finally, I'll wrap up with some thoughts about getting started. These other two strategies, reviving public moral power and freeing education, can't be proposed in detail here. What I'm advocating is recognizing the need to develop them. Reviving moral power means, among other things, reviving the belief that people must constrain decisions of self-interest to within the bounds of some set of shared moral principles. And it means breaking the culture of political correctness. It means reviving the virtues of self-reliance to displace the entitlement and dependency encouraged by progressives. It means reviving faith in charity to replace reliance on the state. Reviving faith in the individual's capacity for self-governance. And it means exposing and spreading the truth about progressivism. There are many fine organizations fighting on all the cultural fronts, for marriage, for life, for freedom of speech, for religious liberty, for self-governance, for gun rights, for property rights, and more. I believe that as we grow the Tea Party's political power, we should develop this strategy in cooperation with those groups so as to most effectively support our mutual goals. Freeing public education means, ultimately, returning control of curricula, materials, content, and method to the lowest level, the county, town, and city school board. Having the least possible control at the state level and zero control above that. It means a free market of schools where they must compete to be what parents want. Schools that support raising free, responsible citizens with strong values and strong attachments to their American heritage, equipped to pursue their dreams and be assets to their family and community. We can start now by working to elect conservatives to school boards and to local governments that tend to be dominated by liberals. We can start at the state level to create pressures to get states to throw off the yokes of federal money and destructive programs like Common Core that are nationalizing our curricula, content, and method, and to decentralize control of their schools. We are faced with an opponent that has been entrenching itself for a century, that controls a powerful political apparatus, is supported by powerful special interests and the mainstream media and the culture of political correctness and much of the judiciary. It may seem hopeless, but we do have advantages. One, the margin of popular support in most every major cultural issue we champion is generally over 50% in our favor. Two, there are many indications that both young people and minorities sense something is wrong and are increasingly open to a path different than the one they have been led to. Three, progressives' apparently inevitable incompetence, as well as their arrogance and elitism, are more clearly revealed every day. And finally, the mainstream media are growing weaker, and we do not have to rely on them. Now, you may wonder why love your enemy has been at the bottom of every slide. Progressives encourage the poorer to envy and resent the richer, the minority to believe he is despised and cannot make it without help, and both poor and non-poor to believe in unearned entitlements, and this creates a fragmented, envious, resentful, self-centered society. Such a society is a barrier to any meaningful pursuit of happiness. A healthy society, in contrast, values self-reliance, personal responsibility, the rule of law, and a shared morality. But above all, a healthy society nurtures the capacity to love, not just family, but neighbors, community, country, and strangers. And only such a society is truly conducive to a meaningful pursuit of happiness. The threats we face from progressivism make us angry and make us fearful. For all my life, America has been the most powerful nation in the history of man, but it has also been the freest, the most prosperous, and the most generous nation, demonstrating that even in the worst of times, American hearts have always been good, and we can't let ourselves forget that. Well, I've talked about a conflict of visions. It's liberty versus progressivism, a constitutional republic or despotism. About what we should do to define an ultimate goal to rebuild a constitutional republic, to develop strategies to get there by building political power, restoring public moral power, and liberating education, and what our advantages are. Now let's take hold of these advantages, develop our strategy, and then be relentless, implacable, and confident. For if we do, and we are that, then we will win. So let's get started and beat the progressives at their own game. Get your Tea Party to agree to this concept. Establish communications with other Tea Parties and a methodology for maintaining those communications. First, to coordinate at local political district level, and then build statewide federations. Start developing cooperative plans at each of those levels. Share your ideas and take action. Then we can be certain of ultimate victory and getting on the right track to the future. Thanks for watching.